Okay, so till now what we have discussed? A body we have, and if it is inside the liquid, okay? So what are the forces acting? One is the weight of the body, other is the upthrust. FB we have denoted with FB. Upthrust we have denoted with FB. Okay, so we discussed three cases earlier. The first case, when weight is greater than maximum upthrust force, FB dash. If weight is greater than maximum upthrust force, what will happen? There will be resultant force downward direction, and that resultant force will be W minus FB dash. And because of this force, the body will sink. In this case, body sinks. So weight is more than FB dash. What is weight? Volume of the body, rho of the body into G. And what is FB? It will be completely immersed inside the body, inside the liquid. V rho Lg. So rho is greater than rho I. When the density of the object, when the density of the body is more than density of the liquid, the body will sink. Always remember, whenever the density of the body is greater than density of the liquid, it means the body is more denser as compared to the liquid. The body will sink. This is the first case we have discussed. Second case, when weight equal to maximum upthrust force. When weight is equal to maximum upthrust force at the case V rho G equal to V rho Lg. That is rho equal to rho L. That is density of the body will be equal to density of the liquid. When density of the body is equal to density of the liquid, the body will float just below the surface. In first case, what will happen? Since resultant force is downward, W minus FB dash, so the body will sink. Okay. In the second case, both the densities are same, so body will float just below the surface. And what will be the resultant force? Resultant force will be 0. W minus FB dash will be equal to 0. That means apparent weight of the body is 0. Apparent weight will be 0. So no forces are acting at present. Resultant force is 0. Therefore, the body will float just below the surface. This is the second case. Third case, when weight is less than maximum upthrust force. In this case, V rho G is less than V rho Lg. Then when the density of the body is less than density of the liquid, it will float on the liquid, displacing some liquid depending on the how much difference is there. Okay. So in this case, this will be there. The body will be submerged. Some part will be outside the liquid, some part will be inside the liquid. So body will be displacing some liquid, and the weight of the liquid displaced. The weight of the liquid displaced will be equal to weight of the body. So here upthrust force, for example, this is the volume of the body, so much is small v, and capital V will be the volume of the complete body. Okay. In that case, weight will be how much? V rho G, or S I put. S is for the solid. Okay, so in this case, we'll be deriving this formula. Okay, relation between the volume of the body, density of the body, and density of the liquid. S is used. Okay, solid. So third case we'll be discussing in little bit detail now. Understood these three cases. First case, when density of the solid is greater than density of the liquid, body will sink. When density of the body is same as the density of the, it will float just below the surface, and apparent weight will be 0. Third case, if density of the solid is less than density of the liquid, it will float on the water with some part outside and some part submerged in the water, and apparent weight will be 0. Okay. So in third case, liquid we have This is our body, okay. Now see here, this much volume is being submerged. The submerged volume is small v. And this complete volume of the body, let it be capital V, okay. Volume of the complete body, volume of the body is V, but volume of the submerged portion of the body is V, okay. And this small v is also the volume of the liquid displaced. So volume of the submerged body is equal to volume of the liquid displaced by it. Both will be small v, okay. Now, what will be the weight of the body? On the center of gravity, W. W equal to how much? V rho g of the solid, volume of the solid into density of the solid, mass of the solid into gravity, mg, that is weight. This is clear. And what will be the upthrust? It will be less than the maximum upthrust that can be applied. It will be here, and this will be FB. What will be FB? Upthrust will be small v rho L g. What is upthrust? Weight of the liquid displaced. And weight of the liquid displaced is how much? Mass of the liquid displaced into acceleration due to gravity. That is small v into rho L. That is mass. Okay. And see here, it will be balanced in this position when upthrust is same as weight. When upthrust is same as weight, it will be balanced. Net force will be 0. So apparent weight of the body will be 0. Okay. These forces will be equal. This body will be balanced. So W equal to FB. So V rho solid into G equal to small v rho L G. Okay. Now smaller v upon capital V. This will be equal to capital V we have taken right hand side, rho L on the left hand side upon rho L, or we can write it like this: smaller v divided by capital V equal to upon this is clear. So this is volume of the submerged part. This is volume of the submerged part divided by volume of the body equal to density of the solid divided by density of the liquid. In third case we are discussing, that is when the body will float. Okay. Now see here, second and third case for this formula, when density of the solid is same as the density of the liquid. If these two are equal, it means this smaller v will be equal to capital V. It means body will be completely submerged just below the surface. Second case, when density of the solid is same as density of the liquid, volume of the submerged part will be same as the volume of the body. Understood this one? If these two are equals, smaller v upon capital V equal to 1 upon 1, that is smaller v equal to capital V. Volume of the submerged part is same as the volume of the body, when density of the solid is density of the liquid. In that case, the volume will be same, and it will be just floating below the surface. Okay. In next case, third case, when density of the solid is less than density of the liquid, it will be as well less as compared to capital V. So if the difference is large between the densities, if the difference is large between the density of the solid and density of the liquid, then this smaller will as well, there will be more difference between these volumes. Understood? If difference is large, that is density of the liquid is very, very large. In that case, less volume of the body, less part of the solid will be submerged. Okay. In this case, density of the liquid is very, very large as compared to density of the solid. Okay. As this difference is decreasing, it means the submerged part volume will be increasing. It will be submerging more and more. Okay. As the difference is decreasing. Okay. It means to balance the weight of the body, this body has to displace more water, more volume of the liquid has to be displaced. Whether water or any liquid, more volume of the liquid has to be displaced. Okay. Now, for example, I am taking one water, second glycerin. Okay. So density of water, density of glycerin. Okay. And density of glycerin is greater than density of water. Okay. Now I have taken one body whose density is less than water. Okay. So it will be submerged in the water. It will submerge inside the water, and the submerged part, it will submerge as much so that the weight of the body is balanced by the weight of the liquid displaced. And in this case, it will submerge very less. It will submerge very less. So as density of the liquid is increasing, the body submerged, the immersed part of the body will be decreasing. Understood this one? Sorry. Any doubt till now?
No, sir.
Okay, just go through it for once, for a minute, just go through it, then we'll proceed. Sorry. This formula was smaller v upon capital V. Upon L. For example, you forgot the formula. Just derive it, okay? Just derive weight equal to Fb. This is V, rho, solid G, and 2 smaller v, rho Lg. You can just remember this, weight equal to Fb, then it will be floating. And derive it. You can derive it anytime. So no need of remembering the formula, okay? Okay, now for example, we are having cork, okay? And its density, here rho C I am denoting, the density is 3/4 of the 3/4 gram per centimeter cube. And it is being immersed in water, okay? So rho density of water will be how much? 1 gram per centimeter cube it is. This is the density of the water. Now see here, how much part will be floating and how much part will be submerged. V is the submerged part, volume of the submerged part. So smaller v upon capital V. Density of the solid, 3/4 divided by 1. So V upon V equal to 3/4 and smaller v equal to 3/4 of V. It means submerged part will be how much? 3/4 of the total volume of the cork. So if this is the cork, three-fourth part of the cork will be submerged inside the water. Okay. So by comparing the densities, we can calculate what part of the body will be submerged. Okay. This is clear. Or take one more example of ice. Okay. Density of ice is less than density of the water that we have discussed. It is around 0.9. 0.97 we can discard, 0.9 we are taking, okay? Gram per centimeter cube. And rho of water, 1 gram per centimeter cube. So smaller v upon capital V, solid this time is ice, upon 1, v equal to 0.9 of V. That is about 90% of the volume of ice will be submerged inside water. This is the ice cube. So 90% of the volume of the ice will be submerged inside water. Only 10%, around 10% will be above the water. Okay. This you understood? So now we discuss the application. So first, we discuss, okay, of the shape we have started. Okay, leave shape for time being, we will discuss for iceberg. Okay, see here, iceberg, density of ice, this much, of water is this much. Okay, so in sea water, though it is little bit more than density of water, pure water. Okay, but still we are considering this is equivalent to of sea water as well, 1 gram per centimeter cube. Okay, so If this is the iceberg. So iceberg, so volume of the submerged part will be how much? 90%, 0.9 part of the total volume. So 90% of the total volume of the iceberg will be inside the water. So for the ship, for any sailing ship, it is difficult to judge the shape to estimate the size of the iceberg. That what will be the size of the iceberg? So it may happen the ship may get struck by the iceberg. Submerged part it may get struck. This is clear. Now we discuss of ship. How ship float. Okay. So mainly ships are made of iron. Ships are made of iron, and density of iron is much greater than. So it is given on page number 113, density of iron, that is 7.8. 7.86 gram per centimeter. Whereas of water, it is around 1 or 1.12, that is sea water. So 1 gram per centimeter cube we are taking. Here, density of iron is more than density of the water. Still, ship doesn't sink in water. Why? Density of the solid is more than density of the liquid, but still ship doesn't sink in water. The reason is here. The ship is hollow from inside. Ship is hollow from inside. So here we will be calculating effective density. Effective density will be the density of iron plus density of the air. Density of the air enclosed. So effective density of the ship will reduce. So effective density. So ship's effective density reduces, and that is less than the density of the water, and that's why the ship floats on water. Please don't chat. That's why ship floats. Okay. Now, for example, we keep on putting the cargoes. We keep on putting the cargoes in the ship. What will happen? It will keep shrinking down. It will keep shrinking down because weight of the ship is increasing. And to balance the weight of the ship, more volume of the liquid is to be displaced. More volume of the liquid is to be displaced so that upthrust increases. Okay. So as we are loading the ship starts to sink. As weight of the ship is increasing, more volume of the liquid is to be displaced to balance the weight of the ship. Okay. As we are unloading the ship, we are removing the weight. The weight is decreasing, and to balance that, the ship starts to rise. Okay, upthrust will be decreasing. Less volume of liquid has to be displaced to balance that weight. This is clear. Now see here. Okay, therefore, now see here. If it may happen, if we load more, the ship may sink. Okay, therefore, there is a limit of loading in ship. Okay, limit of load we can put in the ship cargoes. So there is a one line, Plimsoll line is being marked on the ship. Plimsoll line is being marked on the ship, and see here, it is sink. For example, this is the water level for time being. Okay, as we are keeps on loading, what will happen? It will keep on sinking, and Plimsoll line will come to the level of the water. Okay, now as it reaches the water level, we should not load it more. Okay, we should stop loading. Okay, if further loading, it may happen that ship may sink. Okay, and there's one more case. If our ship is empty, completely empty, less part of the body, less part of the ship will be submerged, so it may get toppled by the strong winds. It may get toppled by the strong wind. To prevent that, what we do? We fill it with sand or stones. We fill the ship with sand or stone so that some part of the ship is submerged and it can float without being toppled. Okay. And see, a toppling happens when center of gravity rises above. So more higher the center of gravity, more unbalanced the ship will be. So to lower the center of gravity, we fill it with sand. This is clear? Any doubt you have? Okay, next we discuss flotation of human body. So see here, density of human body when without no air in lungs, then it is 1.07 gram per centimeter cube. Please don't chat. And rho of human body when with air in lungs, it is around 1 gram per centimeter cube. Okay, and density of water is how much? 1 gram per centimeter cube. So see here, as densities become equal, as human being fills air in the lungs, the density becomes equal to the density of the water. Now a human being, a good swimmer, can float with his mouth outside and the body inside the water, just floating below the surface. The human body can float with mouth and little bit of the lungs outside and rest body inside the water. So densities become equal, human body can easily float. A good swimmer can easily float. Okay, and see here, it is easier to swim in seawater than in fresh water. Why? Because see here, density of fresh water is 1 gram per centimeter cube, whereas density of seawater, it is 1.07 gram per centimeter cube. So human body in river water. In river water, it is fresh water. So a human body, to counter the weight of the human body, more water is to be displaced. More water is to be displaced. But in seawater, the density is more. Less water is to be displaced. To balance the weight of the body, less water is displaced. So it is more easy to swim in seawater as compared to river water, because density of seawater is more than density of the river water. Therefore, less to balance the weight of the body. Less water is to be displaced by the body to balance the weight of the body. Understood this one? Now, submarines. So see here, submarines. In submarines, we are provided with ballast tanks. Okay. For example, this is submarine. This is ballast tank on front as well on the back. Okay. So initially, these are filled with water. In submarine, initially these are filled with. If these are filled with water, what will happen? The average density of the submarine increases. As density increases and it becomes more than density of the water, it starts to sink. It starts to sink. Now, if we have to make it to rise again, what we'll do? There are pressurized cylinders. From them, gas is being injected, air is being injected, and water is being removed, and it is filled with air. So average density of the submarine decreases and it again rises. Understood this one? Initially in the case, density of submarines becomes greater than density of the water, it will sink. And in the second case, when density of submarine decreases, becomes less than density of water, it rises. Okay, and how we increase and decrease? By using the ballast tanks. Once they are filled with water, it sinks down, and once they are filled with pressurized air from the cylinder, air from the pressurized cylinder, it starts to rise. Okay, we are increasing and decreasing the density of the submarine to make it sink or rise. This is clear. Anyone is left? Flotation of iceberg we have discussed. Icebergs are dangerous for this. Okay. Okay. And when ice melts, there is no change in the water level. So ice we have already seen, only 10% is above the surface. But when it melts, the level doesn't change. Why? It is because of, see here, ice, it is less dense as compared to water. It is less dense as compared to water. So as it melts, it is converting into water. so it is becoming more denser. So when this ice melts, this volume will be equal to the volume of the that one weight of the liquid is, I think, 1 minute. Okay, so see here, when this ice melts, the volume, okay, when this ice melts, the water contract by the volume equal to this much volume, that is above the water. It contracts by this much volume, and therefore there will be no rise in water level. Understood this one? Next is flotation of fish. How fish floats. Okay. Here as well, it is same kind of like the submarines. So fish, they are having the bladder. They are having a bladder. So initially what they do, see here, if they have to rise on the surface, they have to float. What will do there are chemical reactions from liquids. Gases are being injected in the bladder, and the average density of the fish becomes less as compared to water, and it rises. Okay, and whenever it have to sink, it will just stop in the mouth, and the gases will eject, and it can go, it can sink. This is fine. It is all about changing the average density of the body. Okay, rising of balloon. How balloon rises? So mainly the balloons are filled with helium and or hydrogen. So helium and hydrogen, they are less denser as compared to the air. So less density, they rise. And they rise up to the level where the density of the air becomes equal to density of the gases inside the balloon. At that moment, they stop. Okay, next. Okay. So we have completed this chapter. Go through it once if you have any doubt. Go through it once if you have. Yes.
So that if we are alive, then we can sink. But when we dead, or when a dead body is dumped into water, it will float. Why?
Yes. Okay. See here. See here. When we are alive, so when we become dead, what happens? The bacteria and the microorganism, they start to eat. They start to both decompose the body, and gases are released. Gases are released. Various gases, methane, etc. Carbon dioxide. Those gases are released, and they are trapped inside the body, or maybe inside the cells. They get trapped. Okay. These gases are trapped, and average density of the body becomes less, and it starts to rise. Understood this one?
Okay,
So
sir.
microorganisms, they start to eat, and because of this, the gases builds inside the body, and the average density becomes less, and body rises. Any more doubts? So mainly in few countries, when a body is to be dead bodies are being drowned in the sea, what we do? A stone is being attached and it is being drowned to the body so that it can sink. There was one story in English as well. One murder case. Okay, any more doubts you have? Any more doubts?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Uh, so when we eat a orange, so
Yes.
if we drop it in water with its cover, it will float.
Yes.
And if we peel out its
Skin.
cover, it will sink. So why?
Okay, that may be case of again the average density. That is because of average density. When it is not peeled, this is inside, this is the skin. There is air trapped between the skin and okay. As well, the density of the outer cover, it is less. So average density of the whole orange is less as compared to density of the water, so it's float. But when we remove the outer part, skin was less dense as compared to the inside part. This density is more. Okay. So it's all
Okay,
the case
sir.
of average density. Okay. As well, you've seen the outer covering, it floats on water. It means it is less dense. Any more doubts? Okay, so we'll start with dense. 5 minutes are there. I'll revise a little bit about density, and next we'll discuss. So what do you mean by density? Density is the comparison of denser, which material is denser, which is not. So density, we can know, through density, we can know which is more denser as compared to others. So for example, we are taking same volume of two bodies. One is iron, one is wood. Their volume are same, but their mass will be different. Mass of iron will be more as compared to mass of wood. So if we are taking the same volume, if we compare the mass of this, mass of iron will be more as compared to mass of the wood. It means the particles in iron, they are more heavy and they are more closely packed as compared to wood. So particles of wood are less heavy as well, less densely packed. In iron, they are more heavy and more densely packed. So mass of iron is greater than mass of the wood, if the same volume we are taking. So to represent this, the iron is more denser as compared to wood. So we can say if same volume are taken, so density will be what? Density we denote with rho or d. Density is what? Mass of the body divided by volume of the body. It means what is the mass of the body per unit volume? Okay, mass per unit volume. Density is nothing but mass per unit volume. That how much mass is contained in per unit volume of the body. Okay, so using density, we can compare different materials, which is more denser, which is less denser. And using density as well, we can compare two materials, which material will sink, which material will float, using density that we have already compared. Okay, so density is the measure of mass per unit volume. Which material is denser, which is less dense. So what will be the unit of density? SI unit, it is mass per unit volume. So SI unit will be what? Mass is kg unit, here the volume is meter cube, and CGS unit will be how much? Gram per centimeter cube. It means density means SI unit in 1 meter cube, how much mass is contained. In 1 meter cube of volume, how much mass in kg is contained. And here in 1 centimeter cube of material, how much gram of mass is contained. How much mass in grams is contained. Okay. And if we take out the relations, what will be the relation? 1 gram per centimeter cube equal to how much? In kg per meter cube. How much it will be?
1000.
It will be 1000. See here, in 1 centimeter cube, it is 1 gram contained. In 1 meter cube, it will be bigger volume. It will be around 1000 kgs. Okay. And how we got this one? You can calculate as well. If I'm taking 1 kg upon 1 meter cube, so I can write 1 kg divided by 1 meter cube. 1 kg is how much? 1000 grams. 1 meter cube, how much? 100 into 100 into 100 centimeter cube. So 1 kg per meter cube equal to how much? 3 zeros get cancelled, 3 are remaining. 1 upon 1000 gram per centimeter cube, or 1 gram per centimeter cube equal to how much? 1000 kg per meter cube. Understood this one? You can derive anytime. Okay. For example, if I say density of water is 1 gram per centimeter cube. In kg per meter cube, how much it will be? 1000 gram per centimeter cube. Okay. If I say density of iron, density of iron 7860 kg per meter cube. So density in gram per meter centimeter cube will be how much? Divided by 1000, 7.860. Okay, 7.860 gram per centimeter cube. Understood this one?
Yes, sir.
This relation you have to remember always. So in gram per centimeter cube is given in density. If you multiply with 1000, it will become kg per meter cube. Okay. If it is given kg per meter cube, divided by 1000, you will get in gram per centimeter cube. So unit is gram per centimeter cube, centimeter, CGS unit, and SI unit, kg per meter cube. Okay, if we take ratio of two densities, that will be relative. That is, we are taking density of one material in comparison to the other material, in relation to the other material. So relative density equal to density of one substance divided by density of other substance. This is called as relative density. It's the ratio of two densities. Okay, so we are comparing one density in relation to the other density. Its unit will be what? Unit will be, what will be the unit of relative density? It has no unit because it's a ratio. Ratio has no units. So, for example, its density is kg per meter cube. It's as well kg per meter cube. They get cancelled. So there is no unity of relative density. Okay. Next we'll discuss in next chapter. Okay. So just revise it. We'll discuss in next lecture. Okay. Any doubts you have? Okay, just go through it once and we'll discuss it later. Any doubts?
No, sir.
No, sir.